Hey guys, it's Wyatt here. So a couple of days ago, I posted it on the Facebook group Whipmakers Hook. I posted a picture of a taper twisted fall that I made, and I asked if anybody wanted to know how it was made, and I got a lot of positive response for it. So this is going to be the video. Um, Sorry about background noise. I live right next to a highway. And I also have goats, which the little baby can be pretty noisy. Also, sorry for the lighting. Just gonna have to deal with it. This is the best I can do. I had to jerry rig the setup that the phone is on right now. So, tools you are gonna need. Obviously, your paracord that you're gonna use. You can use either gutted or non-gutted. I'm gonna use non-gutted because it's just it's so much easier to do the measurements with. You're going to need a pair of forceps. You're going to need a lighter. And obviously, if you've been making whip falls for a while, you'll know about a lacing needle. You really can't go wrong with it. It's just Permalock lacing needle. It's kind of imperative to doing this. So. And you're going to need something to cut with. I just use a knife. You can use scissors or whatever you got. If there's a lot of wind right now, sorry about that. I can't help it. So we'll just get into this. So just grab your... oh, also, another thing you're going to need is you're going to need some place to... a stand you can braid from. Either you can take a piece of paracord, tie a knot in it, put it in your door and close the door. You can use a hook, you can use a vise, whatever you got. But I just got this pole and this piece of paracord. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your paracord and measure out how long you want your fall. Well, actually, you're going to want to double it up, and then you're going to equal out that amount of length to how big your fall is going to be. Give it a little bit of play, because even though we're going to be taking a few of the gut strands out, the twist will make it shrink. So always go for that. And then also you're going to want your the part where you attach your fall, this part of the fall, you're going to want that a little bit longer, so that way you can play with the length. See where the sweet spot is to your whip. So you want to grab your paracord, and you're going to want to take the guts out of it, and you'll figure we'll end up putting the guts back in. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, I believe I learned how to do this technique. I just tweaked it a little bit from Caliber Whips, but I'm not 100% sure who I learned it from, but I'm pretty sure it's him. And also there are other videos on how to twist leather and nylon together. So anyways, so normally how many pieces I do, I think I do like 5 or 6, but all you're going to want to do is just take it and twist it up and see what diameter you want it. And remember, it's going to be kind of double that width, because we're going to end up putting it back into the paracord. So take these two out. This is going to be kind of uncut because I'm not the best at editing. I don't even have any editing software, so okay. Get everything untangled. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 strands, and just even them all up, and then get out your lighter. You can do this before or after the measurement, but just get out your lighter. And what you want to do is you're going to want to, this part is kind of tricky. You're going to want to melt your ends and fuse them all together, so that way you're able to put your Permalock lacing needle, because it's got threads on the inside. You're going to want to be able to thread that in pretty good, because it can easily come undone. So you're going to want to be able to do that. And it is pretty easy to burn yourself doing this, so like get your fingers wet with a little bit of spit or something. And just keep it moving. This part can take a while, so and some parts cannot come undone. You just got to figure it out. What I used to do was I used to take the individual strands and I used to lay them on each other so that I'd taper, but that just took way too long, so this is just what I do. Lacing needle. Almost. Come on. Alright. So, come on. A little bit more. If it is too big, you can whittle it down. Just be careful. Just try to take off as little material as you can. Should be it. Don't tell me that's coming undone. Okay. It'll have to work. Alright. So, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to double it up. And normally do about 3/4 of the length. You're just going to want to find how long you're going to want this. So just find the middle of your main and then figure it out from there. Okay, so there it is, and then keep your ends lined up and then just cut off the excess. Alright, and then this is where you can still play with it. You could stick your paracord in and see if the diameter of it is what you want for your finished product. See, like, yeah, that's about perfect for me. So, and the way I end up finishing these kind of do give it a little bit of weight to it, so it's almost like a weighted fall. So anyways, and then so what you're going to want to do after that is you're going to want to kind of measure it out. What I do is I kind of offset it so that way it tapers a little bit easier, and kind of offset that, and then you'll taper the ends of your strands. And you can do that. You can experiment with the length, whatever you want. Just you don't have to go all the way down to 1. You can just go down to 2. It won't make much of a difference, but that's what you'll want. You'll just taper that off. So, okay. And then you're going to kind of double it up again, and then you're going to want to make a mental note of where it is you want the guts to stop at. So, okay, so it goes back up there. Okay. And then what I end up doing is right where you marked where you want it to go, you'll just go in right there. And then what'll end up happening is once the ends of paracord guts go through this, that's when you stop like lacing. Then you'll just pop it out through the other end, untwist it, take off the burnt piece, and then just even it all out. So just lacing it through. And this would be where if you don't have your connection to your lacing needle and your paracord guts perfect, while you're doing this, it'll come out of the guts will come out of the lacing needle. So, and it's very frustrating when that happens. So. And then once you get this all done and threaded, you can figure out where you like that before you take out your lacing needle. You can figure out where you like that at, where you like it to drop, and all that good stuff. So alright, when you start getting down towards the end is where you're going to want to make your last little adjustments. So you're going to want to move it slowly. I think I might have done my calculation wrong. Maybe not. Yes, I did. That's okay. All we have to do is just back it out. Take a little bit more length off of it, off the guts. See, it's all process of elimination and figuring out what's going on. the best part about going in through the side of the paracord is you've already got your spot marked. So, and then when you're doing this, remember, you want to line up the end of your guts with where your connection is to your lacing needle, otherwise you'll get it off. Almost there. Just a couple more inches. So, yep, so back that out just a little bit. Alright, now I'm just going to go through. Don't pull too much out from the inside, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Before you cut your connection, make sure you undo your lacing needle, otherwise you more than likely never get it out. And just cut off the melted end and just figure out where it is till that goes up into there. It's right there, so I'm going to stop and then go back the other way. And then it's alright if you get your measurements off, that's why you keep your ends long. So you can line them up wherever it is you want. Alright, now's where we're going to take it over and start doing the twisting. There's plenty of videos on how to do it. So, oh, and then also you're going to want to take, this is where you're going to want to take your forceps. Use those as well, and there's a reason for that. So, if you just start twisting from right here, the twist will be right up to the loop. And what'll happen is, you'll end up getting this, where there's like hardly any eye and it's very hard to untwist. So if you're going through a fall hitch, and what these do work for better is English eye fall hitches, but you can use these for Aussie style fall hitches. But when you got a certain diameter to go around, it's just going to be so much harder to go around. So give yourself a little bit of space by taking your forceps that clamp and just go about an inch, inch and a half. And don't worry, it won't just stay like this. The twist in it will kind of twist it back up, make it look a little bit better. And then you're just going to want to start twisting. Piece of wood. And then if anybody has had experience with twisting falls, you'll know this is where the pain comes in, because your hands will cramp up on this. when you get started, kind of twist really tight, so that way it kind of doesn't matter how much twist goes into the slack section. So, I like my falls tight anyways, so. And actually, after you get that started a little bit, you can take the forceps off. And then if you need to take a break, let your hands rest a little bit, you can take the forceps and clamp those where you've left off, so that way it won't unravel. Sorry if I go off screen on actually, I could probably, there we go. Just the lighting is probably going to be crap though. Right, and then as you get towards where you're starting to taper off, you will notice it, and you can actually see it start happening as you're twisting, and you can feel it too. And right now, I'm starting to taper off on one end. We're almost there. And then actually, what I like to do is I like to go past where the guts go, or where the guts end in the paracord, so that way it tapers just a little bit more to just, and it ends up looking like just a normal twisted fall. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Alright, we're starting to really taper now. So on one side you're going to be, as you're twisting, you're going to be able to twist more on one side than the other. If anybody knows how to do taper twisted end on a whip, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just twisting it off, except you ain't got to take the extra strands and lace them into the guts of the other one. And I assume anybody who's watching this, because this is a pretty more experienced whip fall going in, instead of just the normal lacing it through and just having doubled over inside of itself, that people are going to be used to twisting already, and kind of know how to end a fall. Alright, we've completely come off the guts of the paracord now. And now we're just twisting the paracord guts, or not the guts, the paracord itself. No guts in it. Alright, now, the best way to do this when you're ready to start lacing again, or when you're ready to finish off your fall, just grab your forceps and then clamp that off. And then more than likely you're going to have one end that's longer than the other, even if you matched them up perfectly. That's just going to happen. It's the way you twist it and stuff. And you're going to want to take your end, cut it off at an angle, and then singe it same way you just attach it to your lacing needle. Oh, and of course, right when I need to use the lighter, that's when the wind picks up. Let's see. Alright. Oh, technical difficulties. There we go. Oh, good Lord. Now that'll stop wobbling on you. Come on. I'll have to do. Come on. There we go, finally. And just, don't know if you can see that here. Just taper it off like that. So that way it can easily fit in your lacing needle. This is a longer video than I expected. We're going on 30 minutes right now. then you want, I'm sure you all know what's going on by now. Where did I put the lighter? There it is. And diesel's going by. Hey.
Where's my boyfriend?
I don't know.
You don't know?
He took off.
He took off?
I guess.
In a car?
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen him. Did you look inside?
I did. Okay. Did you go fishing?
No, not yet. Getting to the nitty-gritty here, people. We're almost done. So, man. Damn. See, I didn't have it on the Permalock well enough, and it came undone. Diesel. There we go, that's better. Alright, this is the part where I expect everybody to know what to do. It's just a little bit difficult trying to keep it twisted. Oh, that's great. Popped out the other side. There we go. That's better. Yes. go. And then that is pretty much it. All you need to do is cut off the remaining and then singe it, and then you're done. You take it off and show you the finished product. So that'll even out after a little bit, but here is our finished product. See how it actually tapers. See how it's real big up here and then it tapers on down. And then that's the junction. Not the prettiest one I've done. And that's the end. Snip off this little tag end, singe it. You got her made.